Shalom, shalom. Out here another day in, day out, prophesy downfall of America, which is modern day Babylon, spiritual Egypt, Sodom, you know, Rome, all over again, and the uprising of Israel, since the so-called Negro Latino Native Americans, scattered across the world, the elect of Israel. We always say hopeful elect, So foremost, always giving all praises to
Yahawah,
Rawchaa,
Bahasham, Qadash.
Barak, Yahawashi, the bond is to the apostle, elder bishops, great men, so much citation, but secret word for the hopeful elect, soon be elect inside will. And extend the hopeful elect, the Christ Spirit return back to the Most High. Shalom. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. All right, so this is yours, man. That's yours. Oh, that's actually that's tough. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's slide.
So we're still in Passover, We had the main core Passover, and it was your pie. Hopefully, it was your pie for all the brothers around the world, apostles, elders, bishops, on down, what have you, and those, the sisters that kept Passover with their men at home, like the apostles say, you can keep your Passover with your woman at home, but, sons of sons of men like us. It's a congregation of men keeping the Passover. So, and it was a video sent out for the younger brothers in case they didn't, know how to keep the Passover, what have you. Video went around. Brothers made videos. Also got classic videos of that. So that's a great part of our heritage, and in our deliverance, going back to Egypt with Moses. We're doing the same thing in like manner. So hopefully, this is the hopeful year, like the apostle put it, hopeful year of our deliverance and destruction and judgment on Esau. A lot of these camps are getting weird, man, and doing weird ass shit, saying bearing false witness against apostle. You know how Most High feel about that; he'll destroy your ass. So cursed be ye, come against the men of the Lord. Yeah, what we got?
The title was going into the second Exodus.
Yeah, let's see. Let's read some of the Exodus, not much of it. Let's get where he made Moses. He said, I'll make you a god to Pharaoh. Let's get that. Okay. Let me get this while y'all get there. It says Exodus 32. And let's start at 32. It says, yet now, well, let's start at 30. It says, and it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, you have sinned a great sin, and now I will go up unto the Lord. Peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sin. And we have days like Day of Atonement, and we always praying and for the Most High to keep us in His stead and under His wing, so to speak, under His wing, in His bosom, spiritually. If not, block me. And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin and have made them gods of gold. And we told you about this economic system, how, it's turned into it's a full of idols, man. You got American Idol, you got the money, and then transferring of money. It's about to get digital. Now they pumping a lot of this digital stuff out, talking about the robots and shit, becoming more human. That's an idol. You know what I'm saying? That's a great sin. Israel to follow this devil into idol worship, this robot digital world. So you going up. It says, Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, Moses is pleading in behalf of Israel. Right? And we plead in behalf of the elect, because 2/3 ain't going to get it. And they're going to continue to be wicked. What do you think it says? One of the wicked. Who are the wicked? Those are our people. It says, if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. Read that again. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. And the Lord said unto Moses, whosoever has sinned against me, him will I blot out my book. You know? So you don't want to be blotted out the book, man. You don't want to be. It even says to be more. I don't want to use the word appreciative, but be more. What word would I use? Into? No, be more. I don't want to use satisfied either. Be more. I was satisfied with us being called into this truth. Most High having mercy than having powers. You know what I'm saying? It says, what it say? Be. It says, so-called word. Don't be so high that you have spirit subject to you, but that your name be written in the
Luke,
book of life. So it's a very special place for Israel in this truth. We don't want Most High remember our sins, man. Or this what we doing in this wicked flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like our righteousness filthy rags. So every step of the way, you think about kingdom, you think about how you get better with the Most High, through Yahawashi, through the brethren, through reading this book more, respecting the elders and apostles, elders as fathers, so forth, bishops, those what he made. He said,
that's something that I got to work on. This is Exodus chapter 7, verse 1, and the Lord said unto Moses.
Oh yeah, and also too, it says dare not make yourself one of the numbers of the men of the 144,000 elect. And that's why what's the name? The leadership of IUIC, they talking with a big chariot lightning, like he's definitely getting called up. And they bear false witness, so you gotta be careful. Hey man.
Definitely when I was, we were talking earlier, I was saying Lord willing, you always say Lord willing.
Yeah, we are that number.
Always
Yes,
say
sir.
Lord willing.
Say hopeful elect. Yeah, don't say elect. We say hopeful elect. We hopefully a part of that number.
That's what I was saying Lord willing to.
I ain't talking about you.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure.
I'm talking about IUIC.
Yeah, okay. I'm good too, This is Exodus chapter 7, verse 1. The Lord said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a God to Pharaoh. And Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet.
Moses was kind of complaining a little bit, like, how can I be a God to Pharaoh? Just like us, Most High is in a way making us gods to this modern day Pharaoh. And we're gonna see miracles. We're gonna see angelic things happen. They call us the prophets of doom. But read
Verse 2. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he shall send the children of Israel out of his land.
Yeah. Go to another scripture that says that where they cast the rod before and it turned into a serpent. So Mosai Moses was not an eloquent speech. He said, take your brother Aaron with you, and he'll be a prophet until Most High could take the lowly at any time and make them, you know, make them high. He could take the poor and make them rich. You know, he could take a barren land or a barren woman and make it fruitful. You can have a woman of old age like Elizabeth, like Sarah, and make them have children.
You said that one lady, she was like 86.
Yeah,
She had a baby.
Yeah, it was in the article. Yeah, it was a woman
86 and had a child.
87, had a baby.
It's Exodus. Oh, slack.
So you know that I'm saying that too because it's going to reference some deliverance. You know, like we're going through birth pains right now. About to be delivered. You know, even when Yahawashi was born, you know, there was a great heavy spirit, Mary and Joseph and so forth. Even when John was born, you know. Go ahead.
It's Exodus chapter 7, verse 8. It said, and the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron.
And that was the priesthood. That's Levi. So, you know, back then, you know, Levi's was portion most high. So he's always dealing with Israel, and he'll set up priests again. Whether the priests fall or mess up, whether the land of Barak most high can bring that back again, like the dry bones, he make them live again. Can these bones live? And now the bones are living. We're an example of that. With knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We were dead before, learning in these demon-ass schools and demon-ass churches, man. But no education, no spiritual education at all. You know, we didn't even know who we were. Like, how can you go anywhere without knowing who you are? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you. No. Yeah, show a miracle for you.
Yeah, that's what these devils are doing with AI and all the things. They doing miracles and shit. Going into Revelation, the miracles of the beast. And they wandered after the beast, following him while he's doing his miracles. They doing Project Blue Beam. They doing a lot of trajectory stuff that you know. What did it say? That sign that says something about that robot woman. It says there was a sign. It was
Operation Looking Glass. Operation Looking Glass.
yeah, that too. But it was that one like robots are smarter or something. You know, robot. You know,
He got
really pretty much replacing human beings.
He had it where they had two of them talking in their own code whenever they could realize they was, you know, sentient beings or whatever, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, crazy.
They saying the little phrases like that, like got robot and stuff like that. You know, so
They used to do that with milks.
yeah. All right, making this is the closest. This is the robot closest to human features, you know, human characteristics, mannerisms. That's that beast, man. Exercising these sort of miracles. Go ahead.
It says, verse 9 again. It said, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, it said, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent.
Yeah, it should become a serpent. So he gave power to Moses to do that. Like he's gonna give power to some of the men of the Lord to do that in this place. And it's gonna shake them up. That's why they outlawing a lot of stuff. Out trying to ban the Bible, reconstruct it, or trying to tell it, you know, through AI, recreating AI movies. Like you said, that we watched The House of David. You know, we watched what's another movie we watched? The Book of Exodus. The Book of Exodus or something.
Yeah, it's called Exodus, like Guys and Kings. They went off on a whole lot of stuff, but
They
you know,
added a lot.
They put some plague. They put the plagues in there. That's really what I like about it. Is the plagues look, you know, not as cartoony like Prince of Egypt. Saddam was going into. I like that movie too a lot. You know, it's kind of like a little bit. It's like real life, you know. So it kind of gives that depiction of like how the plagues could have went in a sense. And I like how Zaquan was saying earlier, like, you know, how like, you know, we hope to get these powers, but it's better even to be glad that we just got the truth.
That's
You know,
power.
so,
That's power there itself.
yeah, it is power.
You know, understanding. You know, these people out here don't understand this. The Bible.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, they don't.
It's giving them power too, like people talking about weather manipulation, stuff like that. You know,
because I know how I am. Sometimes I'll be like, man, I hope we get the power, man.
Yeah, done.
But you
already got it.
We have that paper. Yeah, we already got it.
Yeah, it's just on a lower, lower level.
Yeah, it's basically we able to tell the future right now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the base level.
and that's why they keep stuff separated. They keep talk from you mentioned this at the job. They might fire you or something. Whatever. It'll be like you disturbing the work environment just by talking about something real.
And a lot of them don't even really understand what this is. A lot of them think we Muslims or something.
Yep.
They really don't know what this is, and they're not supposed to.
Yeah, and a lot of them playing stupid. Like they don't.
Yeah. A lot of them playing stupid too.
Yeah, they only know about the surf. They only know the surface. They don't know the core.
Really understand.
They don't understand.
We understand history.
Yeah.
We know knowledge. We know dark sayings.
What we mean by not understanding, they understand the language, but they don't understand how could it be. Like, like the Most High is gonna have them in confusion. How can Negroes, you know how Edomites think, man. Go ahead.
Said verse 10. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod.
Pharaoh had an army, man, just like the America has an army. We prophesying against America. You know, they could ban the Bible and say that they have said portions of it, like somewhat like that, like maybe by teaching. Go ahead.
And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh, and before his servants, and it became a serpent. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men.
Hey, the wise men. We can find out who they are. Go ahead.
And the sorcerers.
Sorcerers. Go ahead. Well, the wise men and the sorcerers. That's sorcery. That's how America get down. They use sorcery. We saying stuff, and then they making AI videos, and they making movies. We telling the truth about the scriptures. Now they saying the scriptures is like, and it's a evil book or something like that, or it's ancient, like nobody goes by the Bible, and they're the ones that makes this whole country on Christianity that uses this book. But now that we find out that the Israelites, holy men waking up, now it's becoming a problem. Go ahead.
Now the Egyptian, now the
somebody wise man and
it said, okay, it said
sorcerers, and it says
something. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments.
Yeah, magicians with the enchantments and all that. And a lot of this radio, that's enchantments. You hear all you hear is like, ass titties on the radio, selling crack on the radio. That's enchantment.
Yeah, because there was a scientist. He was also he did this experiment where he played a certain type of music around water, and the molecules changed. And our bodies made up particularly water. So that's why when you listen to certain type of music, it changes Jake when he don't got a strong sound mind.
Hey, they show that in that movie. They cloned Tyrone. Remember we watched
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about the blood moon. The moon bringing the waves, so basically frequencies change. Jake might not know of it.
The hertz.
The hertz. Yeah, the hertz.
It was 30-mile-an-hour wind yesterday. Yeah. I got to ride in that. And really experience, the power Yahawashi outside. I was out there when the hurricane happened in Helene too, but I didn't really get to experience high winds as much as I did over here with that.
You know what? It's like but now I was saying, like, I haven't really experienced a wind that high.
Yeah, it's
I think last time I probably experienced the wind being that high was when I was a kid.
Yeah, it can get there, but once you in it, you in the eye of that storm or whatever, you got Yahawah, Yahawashi, which is not really that, not really that big of a deal. It's just like every now and then you get some gusts, but he'll always give you that mercy. He's time to get ready. I got enough gusts coming for you. Like he did like that, you know, like he did on the ship. He rebuked the wind, and then sometimes it had a wind going your way. Yeah, wherever you go. Yeah, I was trying to rebuke the wind and it comes the wave. Yeah, you know. So we might have spiritual powers. Some brothers like into that manner. Yeah. You know? And they're gonna be afraid. So go ahead.
Verse 12. So they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents.
They became serpents. Go ahead.
But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rod.
But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rod. So that's power. You know? And Pharaoh feared, but you know what? Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart to continue to not let the people go, like Moses pleaded, and let the people go. That's how you know when the chariots come, the so-called UFOs, they're gonna have some chariots too. They're gonna try to look like they chariots and everything, because they know those are like the most advanced type of weapons on the planet. So they're gonna try to mimic the Most High, and they're gonna get swallowed up. Yeah, you have those chariots shooting vehicles U.S. vehicles, whether it be Iran planes. Iran try to shoot at them. So that's how you know all these nations gonna try to fight against Yahawashi and angels. Yeah, because they're doing it when they see the chariots. And the end is not yet. You got some? Yeah, I got some. They using their magicians, their astrologers. That's in another chapter, I think. So that doom, that doom sound, always on time, 12 o'clock, every time. And what do you think that's about, man? This is going into, how we know he's going to fight, because the Lord is going to harden Pharaoh's heart. He saw even the so-called white man as a new Pharaoh. So Exodus 14:2. Speak unto the children of Israel. That's what it always says, the children of Israel, not nobody other nation. Amos, he dealt not with any other nation but Israel. Any other family on earth but Israel. Go ahead. That they turned and encamped before the Yahawah between Migdol and the sea over against Baal-Zephon. Before it shall ye encamp by the sea. Verse 3, for Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land, the wilderness has shut them in. Right? He thought he was going to be able to get Israel. And that's how we are. It said we're encamped on every side. And we're trapped. Yeah. Israel was complaining, remember back then, to Moses saying, you brought us out in the wilderness to die. Yep. We'd rather go back to the Queen of Heaven when it was heavenly, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it on the way. It's like these camps are getting comfortable and shit.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Start trying to refuse the bitter herbs and shit, man. Like, he don't want to take the little book. This thing ain't always sweet, man. Yeah, sweet in the mouth and bitter in the belly. And that's what's sweet. We come back to godly heritage. We get powers and stuff. We have power with this. Word. Lord willing, just like we always say, we get powers. In that time to be able to protect us, even if it's just the power of a sound mind. And Jacob's trouble is still more powerful, even if you can't fly and stuff. Just to be kept. Your mind be kept in that time. It's power. Get that scripture right quick. Micah 3:8. Okay. This is like apostles been saying, elders been saying. This is a form of power, man. Yeah.
Got it right here.
Go ahead.
This is Micah 3, verse 8. But truly I am full of power.
Truly I am full of power.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
By the Spirit of the Lord.
By the Spirit of the Lord, man. Go ahead. It ain't with no guns. Yeah, it's not with no a multitude gathering.
And that spirit is synonymous with understanding, knowledge. It says, and of judgment.
Judgment, man. Go ahead.
And of might.
That's what we teach about judgment. They don't like that. They don't like judgment. They don't like, because this end time is about judgment. It's about prophecies coming to pass, judgment on this wicked ass place. Go ahead.
to declare unto Jacob his transgression,
declare unto Jacob his transgressions. Go ahead.
And to Israel his sin.
His sin, which is transgression of the law. So, you know, that's what we're full of power to do, and to prophesy against these nations, you know, and Edom, prophesy against Mount Seir, prophesy against Gog and Magog, prophesy against Israel, the pastors of Israel that lead our people astray. You know, go ahead.
It said, "Hear this, I pray you, you heads of the house of Jacob." Woo!
Are for hire. We keep reading. I think it says for hire.
And princes of the house of Israel that abhor judgment.
They abhor judgment.
And pervert all equity. Especially
it's because they don't want to be around, you know, serious men. They don't want to stay around like-minded men, and that's what brings them to that specific place in the scriptures, man. Because they want to keep involving themselves around everybody else, man.
They have no hope in prophecy because they know it's the end of their little rendition, whatever, of festivities and shit, man.
But that's why we all here. You know what I'm saying? We all here together because we know that this is where knowledge is. You know,
and they think it's they think it's because we bitter black men. That ain't really like Elder Malcolm was going into that word black is a stigma. It's a mockery. You know what I'm saying?
They try to make it seem like it's a diary of a mad black man or something. No, we coming to declare rulership in the earth. Man.
We are protesting for righteousness. We in a circle of the spirit of Yahawah Yahawashi, we enjoy ourselves. You know, like Michael Jackson had the Jacksons had a song called Just Enjoy Yourself. We enjoy ourselves, man. We ain't fit at all, man.
We stress free.
Yeah.
Y'all stressing.
You know, it's certain things we you know gotta go to work and shit. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? We know we keep we know we're God's over these people. Yeah, we know where they come from, man. So it ain't like we, you know.
And that's what he's doing. He's preparing us to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's what we're gonna be like in Jacob's trouble. You're gonna have to be comfortable with not being in the position that you want to be in. And that's what the training is for all of us, you know. From the elders all the way down. You know, we all have different things that we are uncomfortable about. Right. So we gotta just tap in, you know.
Yeah, it's just
and power through it, you know what I'm saying?
Go to the house of mourning instead of the house of
prayer. You know, be in a situation where you like, damn, you know, I'm gonna have to do some extra shit. You know what I'm
saying? Like the Apostle always say, you gotta have fun with this thing. They just be all bummed out.
Yeah, bummed out. You know, you want to be enjoy it. You know, enjoy those infirmities, enjoy that struggle. You know, come out with a way to look at the light. We're not Edomites, man. We're actually the sons of the living power. Like, we're gonna, you know,
it helps you grow too. Become more mature, more wise to handle situations. You know?
Go ahead. Yeah. Come on, I'll wait on this one.
Okay, it says, verse 10. They built up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity. Hey, verse 11.
Go ahead.
It said, verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward.
That's it. That's where that comes in. Judge for reward.
Yeah, come on.
You know, we ain't. This is the Most High speaking through us. You know, and we don't judge for reward. Even if we hope for the elect. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a goal like the daily goal for teaching this truth. You know what I'm saying? Like we waiting on the overall reward at the end, man.
We're gonna get on the back end. That's what Jake don't want. Jake want his payment now.
Yeah,
you know? But what I see is, you know,
come on, man.
We want it on the back end. We want to do it the right way.
And take stuff. Right. Jake could be like, well, don't you supposed to get paid every day? You ain't even live a day. 1,000 years is a day the Most High.
You don't even know 1,000 years. Yeah, you don't even know if this day the Lord gonna give you. So we just glad to have the day to live, man.
And say, y'all preach the gospel.
Yeah.
None of like boast about paraphrasing like Marvin,
So it's just like the time is now. Every day we got the time is now to really seize you know, our abilities that the Lord has given us. You know,
Most I said, be like unto children. We running out there like, hey, you know, we gotta teach the word, like, you know. Hey, we get our little candy after, like, you know, go over the scriptures, you know, get John and all that.
We love to do it, just like what it said in the book of Psalms. I delight to do thy will, O Lord. You know, this is what we love to do. It says the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire.
See? You know, and some people get hired into this thing as agents or to teach a certain way. You know, they get the, like we said, they take the bag, they take the money.
we was talking about that scene on Bruce Almighty. It made me sound like when you tell I ain't gonna mention it. Hopefully we can do something on that.
When he was on the news.
Jim
Carrey made him speak us.
Yeah, that's what they sound like when they try to teach the MOTV.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on, man. Y'all just got paid to do that, man. Y'all ain't talking about that.
So I said, when they try to, you know, build the Tower of Babel, and confounded their language so they couldn't understand each other. You know?
It says
it's about a part of it is about communication, man. You know, if these nations are not communicating with each other, then they get nervous. They started trying to send spies and all that, and translators and all that. And secret, you know, trying to get into the secret codes of things.
It says, and the prophets thereof divide for money.
Divide for money, man. We ain't dividing for money, man. We ain't out here. We don't need no money from these people, man.
Yeah, we got jobs and stuff. We do all that. You know,
Most I said, your daily bread, man.
Yeah, you know, we get enough to do what we gotta do. You know.
So we don't have to be on no podcast, you know, no high post show, you know, or into some of these celebrity seats and shit to be to get recognition, man.
Yeah, and it's ultimately, you know, that's what they want. They just want their bag, man. They not even that. They want the power. They want to have that feeling that they're more worthy than Yahawashi. That's why you got pictures of like IUIC. They got these pictures in with the chariots behind them, and they got the purple suits on, and they looking like they just sold out on the horses. You don't need us like that, man. You don't need us like that.
Lord Yahawashi came out on the donkey, but the other dude came out on the horse.
Yeah, he gonna come out on a horse, bro. Come on, bro.
So they know what horses. We all know what horses symbolize. Power. Yeah, we ain't got no power really to do shit right now. In this word.
It says, yet will they lean upon the Lord.
Yeah, well, they lean upon the Lord. Go ahead.
And say, is not the Lord among us?
Yeah, like the Lord is among us. Go ahead.
None evil can come upon us.
Yeah, they think none evil can come upon us.
Woo! Verse 12 it says, therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps.
Yeah. And that happened, and it will happen again, because a lot of y'all gonna be destroyed with these missiles, and laser beam.
That's because Israel don't understand that this applies to them. If we're people before we're a place. It's just like if you got a city, if there ain't nobody in it, it's really a city. It's only a city if everybody in it. And we is that city, you know, scattered.
Yeah, you know, that's what Esau refused to do. Take care of the land, take care of the people.
Yeah,
take care of his brother, which was Jacob.
Yep.
He said, I'm my father's point to die. I'm, pursue my brother Jacob. Go ahead.
Then it says, after that it says, and the mountain of the house as the high places of the forest. That's that, that government,
but, Yeah, but we're a government too, like, you know what I'm saying? We're governing starting with the apostle and down bishop. They're governing souls.
Right.
That's why we have to get the breakdowns right. That's why, you have to be we soldiers, you have to be attentive to. You got to be the Lord that's speaking.
Yeah, and attentive to the order and what they want us to focus on. That's why we've been going big in the Exodus. This week, these are things that we refresh on time and time again, because even like it said in the scriptures, it talked about Enoch. He had to remove Enoch so he wouldn't get overpowered by the wickedness. It messed his mind up. And he was a strong man in the world. So that's how much it's important to be around your brothers all the time, because this place it'll mess you up, man. That's why you got to come soon, man. Because we'll be devoured.
Like you said, Zaquan, if I may, that's talking.
Yeah,
So like, no. I was just what I just read. You know, it's going. It said in the mountain of the house as the high places of the forest, going into that the men, right? The 144,000. The government of, you know, well, what's that in Isaiah? The government shall be on the shoulder.
Yahawashi.
Yeah, Yahawashi. Prophesied about in Isaiah. Oh no, not Slaki, not that one. Isaiah 2. When they go into the mountain shall be what how it go?
We talk about they'll go to the house of Jacob,
Right,
and they'll say, let's learn from all their ways. That'll be after the war.
Right.
They won't learn war no more.
Yeah,
And he said he's gonna beat their swords in the plowshares. Guess why? Yes, going to work. Slavery. Go ahead with this one.
This is Numbers 23:23. Was basically just going in like how the Lord always speaking. That he's speaking to Israel. We was talking about like the enchantments in Egypt and even to the hopefully elect. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob.
Yeah, that's what they use, enchantment. Somebody get enchantment up. Look it up in the blue letter. Go ahead.
Keep that.
Neither. I got the next word is ready. It said, neither is there any divination against Israel.
Divination.
And I got that. It said the practice or attempting to gain insight of the situation or to foretell the future by using occult or supernatural means, such as interpret omen signs and visions.
Yeah, that's what they do against us. Yeah, they got a table there. I went in the blue letter and played.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought you had. Okay.
I got it right here.
Go ahead.
Enchantments says.
Page 2267. Heaven.
Have that. You see how this. A bar. Yeah. Bar. So, enchantment, we just read, no enchantment shall work. Is that what you just read?
Yeah.
Say a society, also a spell.
A spell,
Charming.
And we chanting down Babylon. So it's a spiritual type too on the righteous side. We're chanting down Babylon just like they did back in Jericho with, Nineveh and all that. They fell. Go ahead.
It says a magician. Charmer.
Yeah, charmer.
Spell.
What does it say about the charmer? It says, who pities the charmer when he's bit by the snake? Serpent.
And that, I'm glad you said that, because I got the word for serpent. And you still reading that? With the definition for the enchantment?
Come.
Right? Go ahead.
Oh, it got a root to it. You want to get the root too? It says to join specifically by means of spells.
That's what they do.
To fascinate.
Join together. They have congregation. Even when it says about our enemies in Psalm 83, that Israel shall be no longer in their remembrance. Confederacy. A union to people, like it said when we went back to Pharaoh, the magicians, he called them magicians, the sorcerers, the magicians and all that. Yeah. And see, and we're gonna get to that, but it says no bomb should work to heal Egypt. They can't get magicians, astrologers, nothing. They can't get nothing to heal this place.
It's gonna fail. The spirit is gonna fail in the midst thereof. Like it says in Isaiah.
And we talking about serious sorcerers, like these what they call them, the psychics, they knock off sorcerers. Yeah. But you do got some real sorcerers where that magic shit works. Yeah. On their side. It does. Yeah, they really do it, and it really works.
And when you look up that word in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse, serpent, right? That word is nahas. You know, it's nahas. But when you go into the root word, okay, it's still the same word, nahas. When you go to the root word, and it says to practice divination, divine, observe signs, learn by experience.
Now,
Yeah.
now it says to be wiser than the serpent. So, in the righteous side, it looks like we're evil because we're wiser than the serpent. So we think too. We congregate. You know,
We learn by experience.
And we acknowledge what it says too.
Practice divination, divine, observe signs. That's what we do.
Observe signs.
We observe signs.
We don't want us doing that though. We don't supposed to do that. We supposed to just listen to whatever they say and be done.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to see the cut. He said, that's why the prophets asked him, what we gonna see when we know you coming? He said, you're gonna see some signs and some times.
And what about Proverbs 9? He comes to faith 9:24 giving us to the week. He comes to face of his judgment.
Yeah.
So I can't judge and be circumspect and see what direction I'm going. Are you evil?
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and it says,
it's like when we walk into a grocery store and we're observing, they think we rob the place.
Yeah, you know,
we're just checking to see who's evil up there.
We're just scanning to see who's Israel, so we can get out of here. That's our job. You know, it says learn by experience. And it says diligently observe. What did it say? What did it say?
They Psalm 64. Yeah, that's it.
Diligent search.
Diligent search.
That all goes back to the serpent. That all goes back to it.
There was one scene. I don't know if y'all seen it on Dave Chappelle. And he was playing a slave, and then they were kind of rolling down the street, I guess, and he wasn't supposed to know how to read. So he said, should I read? Because if we stop at the stop sign, they're gonna ask him how you know how to that meant stop, because he ain't supposed to know how to read. So you got either read it and face the slave master. If you don't have to pretend that you don't know it, you're gonna have to run into traffic and get smashed or whatever. You know? But we're not pretending, man. We're gonna tell these elites like we know exactly what's going on. We know exactly what y'all do.
We diligently observe this truth, and we know that the Lord makes lightness and darkness. So we have to understand their methods, how they do stuff, because that's the Lord doing it. That's the part of the bitter herbs that they don't want to take, man. You don't really want to understand the signs that the Lord showed us that we Israelites, we in captivity, man. You got to observe these signs and observe the things that's going to go.
No, I'm listening. When they say ignorance bliss.
Yeah, you know, I know you had something with you.
The brothers mentioned blood moon. Yeah, we mentioned that. We have to mention that because it means prophecies coming to pass.
And my rib took a picture, man. My rib took a picture, and it showed 3 planets aligned with the moon. You know, she sent me that picture. I was like, oh, I didn't even see it like that. And that's how the Lord worked through Israel. He do so much stuff to where, like, you ain't gonna catch it all, but he gonna have all of us get a small glimpse of these signs, man.
Well, what did Yahawashi say? He said, you see the sky lowering in red, you hypocrites, but you don't take, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and we know we see all 7 planets was aligned, but she could only see 3 of them through the lens or whatever. But that's like, we's not in the same time as we used to be, man. We didn't have stuff like that going on, you know. And then it says observe. It says diligently observe, and then it says practice fortune telling. Yes. See what I'm saying? So you got your soothsayers and your fortune tellers. And then it says take as an omen. To observe signs of omens. So whenever there's blood moons and stuff, that's why they're coming out on the news about it.
Yeah,
you know?
You have that little remember going to the Chinese place? They have the fortune cookies. You bust it open, and it says, you will have great success or something like that. But what if you just a bum and shit? That fortune don't come. I mean, that ain't gonna come to pass.
Because they're carnal, so they're carnal minded, so they have to see it. They can't. You know what I'm saying? They can't just. They're not gonna just believe. They have to see it, and that's why they're moving like they are. Because when it said the devil coming down with great wrath, because he knoweth he have a short time. We look at that word knoweth. It literally says he has to see it. Like he had to see it.
But they you know, and they do practice divination.
See it,
what's
man.
that? Psalm 37. It's like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, in Psalm 37, what he say? He shall how you go? He said he shall speaking about the wicked. Psalm 37, He said, he shall shall as a lion. No, that's like he said, and the Lord shall laugh at him
Having derision.
because he said that his day
His limited.
his day is coming. That his day is coming. Talking about Esau, so they can see. Yeah, what for paraphrasing?
Mm-hmm. That's why they call the prophets seers.
Yeah,
because we basically see into their future, which is destruction, man. So prophets of doom. So back over there about how we know that even though they see these signs, we know that the Lord is going to make them carry out this great wrath. And I mentioned Moab because that's a practice of divination, man. And they do artificial intelligence with they some of the main people making these robots and shit. You know what I'm saying? But what did it say? All those nations most likely gonna take all these nations down. Because they enter the same shit, man. They get into the same cookie jar. He's still finishing that.
This is Numbers 23:23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob.
Yep.
Neither is there any divination against Israel.
Divination. And that word. And it's talking about the elect right now. Yep. Jake can be proved. Jake is into witchcraft and magic and all that. They had a basketball player called Magic. And look at what happened to his son. He magically, so to speak, changed his son into a fucking woman. And that's why I said one of those who go down to Egypt for help. We get there. Why would you trim thy ways to seek love, man? They trim their identity as an Israelite to be part of this. That's it. That's another word for another term for being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They want to be cozy in this place. So we already witnessing the second, like it says, the second Exodus, because we're being delivered through our minds first. It said you got to renew your mind first before you renew in your body. So this is the process that we're able to receive right now. That's a presentation. Yeah, it's a representation.
I got a good one right here.
Did you finish that?
It's still right. It's still.
Yeah, he's still going. He's still going. It's still going.
All right. Neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what had power wrought, Yahawah wrought.
This is Isaiah.
That was it on there? Yeah, that was it. I'm still in the middle of this Exodus. Let me read this real quick. Yeah, because all this is designed by the Most High. Whether it look like it's going Esau's way, whether it look like he got more power, which he does right now, but we got more power through this word. That's what I'm saying. That's why vocab running around, all these Christians running around with they like a chicken with their head cut off because they can't understand. And, when the men wake up, the Most High is dealing with his men. Other people can't understand it, and now they gonna what they say about Yahawashi. He cast the devils out by the prince of Israel, like he's into witchcraft. And this is the real government. This is the real government of the earth. It's being established right before their eyes, just like it says. Back to Exodus chapter 14, verse 4. Because he said we were in camp, we were trapped here through their enchantments. You got 2/3 of Jake out here, they still can't get out of it. Their mind can't be renewed. Verse 4, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart. They will harden Pharaoh's heart like he's hard in America. Even with Nero, modern day, Trump, he's hardening his heart. Hardening his heart, makes him step.
So he bringing both of them though. He bringing both. He bringing the good and the evil.
Yep. He's having
both sides.
He's having both sides harden themselves. Okay, we harden ourselves in this truth. They gonna harden themselves more down with the flesh. Yeah, that's what's going on. They got the aircraft they call angels. You know what I'm saying? It's we angels on the right hand side. Angels means messenger. So we came to give, like in that movie Avatar. But we'll give them the message that this is our land. Yep. As far as starting with the people before there's a place. Yeah, and that's what Sapon said. Like even the wicked, they're sending a message. They're evil angels. They're bringing the message to show that there is another side of the Lord, man. It's not the Lord's two sides. Just like there's two sides to a coin. The Lord just ain't all good or all evil.
false balance, abomination.
You know,
So you got to know both.
and we're not saying that the Lord is evil, but He created evil. You know, He created it.
Like you said, He created the wicked for the day of evil.
For the day of evil, Proverbs
Things
16
for His purpose.
Yeah,
And it all makes sense.
Yeah, and it's righteous. All of it's righteous, and that's the part that the Christians, the church, Antichrist, they can't get, man.
Wait, hold on.
They can't get it.
Remember when you were children, you loved to play. They had a game called Cops and Robbers, or you had two soldier men, or whatever, centurion or whatever, and you had them fight against each other, and you had one win and become victorious. That's the same thing with Most High. This is His movie. Look, He takes the, and all through the movie, it seemed like the bad guy is winning. He's constantly burdening the righteous man, but then the righteous men overcome it. They get that from the Bible.
Yeah, like you said, he was like, he said he ruled in the kingdom of men. Yeah. So, and what's that? Psalms 22. It said the kingdom is the Lord's, and He is the governor among the nations, among the heathen. So everything that's going on, these decrees that's going out, everything that's being set up here is all goes back to the will of Yahawashi.
Even with Esau and Jacob, He said, "Let the children grow. They might fulfill the purpose of the matter." So, and Esau looked like he winning, but let it go. I mean, let it play out. Let the movie play out.
Esau really don't want no smoke with the Lord, but he's making them do it because it's for His purpose. Yeah, he don't want no smoke with Bahasham outside.
No, really God. And
he like, gonna make them.
It's like the movie. You get your popcorn and you're like, hey, the movie ain't good. And you walk out, and then as soon as you go to the restroom, the best part of the movie happens. Shit. Like, what happened? You should have been there. He did this. He overcame. He went. Like, damn.
You know. And that's what he did. He hardened his heart, which is
so what they do? So like what they do? They use the restroom before they go to the movie because they know they don't want to miss nothing. They don't want to miss nothing. You get all that shit out the way. We get stuff out the way so we can see this movie, man. Digest what's going on.
But it says he will harden Pharaoh's heart that he shall follow after them. And that's how he gonna do this time. He know that we the people of the Lord, but what he gonna do? He's still gonna come down with great wrath. He's still gonna try to come after us. And one thing I like about that movie, the Exodus movie I was talking about, I was watching, he made it. They made some good parts that I like. Where even though they were crossing the ocean, it wasn't an easy cross. Like some parts still didn't have all the water gone at it, so they had to like kind of walk through some of it at waist high and try to. It's a struggle. They didn't just get across like, you know what I mean.
That had to be scary though.
Yeah, they like scarcely made it across the shit just before shit got drowned and shit. So that was what I like too. Like they showed that struggle part of Israel. We're never gonna get to salvation easily. It's never gonna happen.
They had an invasion of the boars or pigs or something all across the cities. They have invasion. Sometimes they have an invasion of mountain lions and all that. They have different. And then what's some of the things that happen in America with plague-wise, similar to plague? Well, they had the COVID stuff. They had that kind of stuff. H1N1, Ebola scare.
Yeah, it's fires, as well. The Lord sending out that fire said the fire shall be off sent out again. A lot of people in the East Oklahoma was, there was a lot of fires yesterday. The whole sky was orange. I went to work, got on break like a couple hours later. The sky was clear. I got back out there, it was orange.
It was post-apocalyptic, like
everywhere. That's how quick something can happen. Your life can go like this in a couple hours. It can change, man.
They had that
turn the whole place into a battlefield.
God, they had the mysterious fog.
Yep.
There's fog in certain places. What the hell is that? And these newly created creatures are popping up.
Why you think it said drink some wine for thy heart's sake? Because your mind has got to be stable. You know what I'm saying? In this shit, man.
All the prophets had heavy hearts, man. Yeah. It's like, man, what did it say? I die daily. That's what I think Paul said.
Yep.
I die daily.
We suffer. So through that suffering, we hate our lives unto the death, which means that we'll die for this truth. We'll die for this truth. So, and that's what we do. We die daily. We don't do the things that the world does. And that's hard to do when you come out of the world. You have to, and it's going to get harder.
It's responsibility. You got to kill the old man.
Yep.
You got to cut off certain people because they are toxic.
It ain't going to get easier. It's going to get harder. You're going to have to keep cutting that leaven out.
Trim that
leaven out.
Now we know how to deal. Like I say, we know how to deal with it. You know? Most High give us wisdom, and others of us understand growth to be able to deal with mental, because it's all in your mind, man. It's all in your mind.
And you can't do nothing but smile after that.
Like I said, if it was like 3 fine ass women that worked at a job, Jake could be there every morning and shit. Like, he wouldn't miss no days off and shit. Like, but if you got a crappy boss or something, you know, you like, fuck, you make it work hard. That's why we pray for brothers when they in certain jobs. Like, hey, we might have to put a curse on the boss or something.
And I've been learning too. You got to be careful with these jobs too, because I'm getting to a job where like they kind of make it a little bit more comfortable for a brother. So I'm like trying to like make sure I don't get too comfortable too. So you got to balance that. You know, you might get to a job where it's actually like you like, damn, I like this job. You know, we just want to remember that we are in captivity.
Yeah, in the scripture talking about Egypt, it said they made their lives bitter and with hard bondage, brick and mortar.
And I'm not saying it's just all enjoyable. I'm just saying, like, I've had some pretty whack jobs. So the one I have right now, I'm like, I like this one. This is not as whack as the other ones. So it's like kind of, that's what, it's still a job.
You don't want no boring job, though. It's going to be long hours. Like,
Man.
Man.
Like, the hours go by fast when you're busy.
Yeah, when you're busy doing something. And that's what I like, too, with always prepping something. You know? And I'm learning how to cook a little bit better in there. But it says that he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts.
Yeah, who do you think the Most High gives power to these people? And these other nations, like you know, you know, in our captivity, because he's like, my children are fucked up. They don't respect me. They don't honor me. So I'm gonna put you in the hands of Moab. I'm gonna put you in the hands of Pharaoh. Put you in the hands of the Iranians. Eastonians. So you know, and then when we plead and pray to Moab, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all learned y'all's lesson. Come from under them. Moab, go down. You know, Iran, go down. The Persians, go down.
He do it just so easy too. Because like it's crazy how the Lord said you look at the other nations and split it. So really, he is all throughout the scripture he dealing with Israel. He used these as just a little
examples of play soldiers or whatever. You know, he's only gonna be ruling that long, man. You know,
he just about out of time.
Yeah,
and he gonna make them run after us, man, so he can get swallowed up.
And it's what it say in the Obadiah, Most High made him small among these nations. He's greatly despised. Well, everybody know who Esau is.
Yeah, they're not liking him. That's why you got Canada. Canada and America was that was like a really close bond.
Okay, and they first cousins.
Yeah, they haven't been against each other for a long time, man. And they just put 25% tariff on all electric components that come in here from Canada, man. That's a big deal. And then you got China saying we're ready to go whatever war you want to go with. We can do tariff, we can do nuclear, we can go all the way.
They kind of put tariffs on Mexico too, right?
And this is what I really like about Saquon. Saquon just be like, let's just watch this. Just all the time he always finding stuff that go with whatever we dealing with or seeing or what we want to learn. And he went into this biography about Negro, about Trump. And it goes into like when he in 2000 and 1990 and whatnot, he was in debt like a motherfucker, like $3.5 billion in debt, man. And they still made this man president. You know what I'm saying? And they went into all these different people who knew him and thought he was somebody, man. And that's what the Lord's doing. He's raising Pharaoh up. You know, even though he's done a whole lot of stuff, you know, that really like, why is this dude running shit? You know what I'm saying? But it just going into it, like when you really look into the scheme of it, the Lord wants this place to feel under pressure to make that move, and that's why they put him there. Because when he was in that time, they was like, man, he ain't paying nobody on time. Why did you pay none of these workers who built your whole casino tower? They like tripping on it, right? And that's how it is now. You know what I mean? He's taking basically the debt, but they know he runs America like a business. So now everything that's been these tariffs that they're putting on us, he doubled them. He just doubled them. Okay, and then they said in April, he said he's gonna quadruple them if they don't turn the tariffs down. It's gonna get real, man.
What are they doing? They doing world power, man.
It's
world power.
Yeah. And it said America is no longer part of the free world. That is what the rest of the world is saying. They're saying this place, they're going to X this place out, man.
And once Canada used to be considered a promised land for even our people at one time, it was considered as another extension of promised land. That's why it had free medical and a lot of other beneficial things when you go there. But now it's not so much now. Go ahead.
This is Exodus 14, verse 4, going back down. That the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord.
I think Canada actually goes back to the word Canaan, if I'm not mistaken. I looked it up one time, but see the here there. I might mention it in a future video, or whatever. Go ahead.
And it says, and they did so, right? And then it says, verse 5, and it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart, which is his mind, of Pharaoh and of his servants.
So he hardened the heart of Pharaoh. Who do you think the most, what do you say, the Most High sword? Paraphrasing, save me from the wicked, which is thy sword. So who you think the Most High given the power to do to treat Jake like this? Because he's not coming back to the laws of the Most High. He's not respecting the Most High. So the Most High give these nations power, give Pharaoh power, give Nero power. We've been talking about the Flavian dynasty, the Caesars and all that. They were very ruthless against our people. And you think they would rule forever.
And I looked up a little bit more about his father. His father, Nero's father, he died when he was 2. And basically, Nero was given over to Claudius. Okay, one of the other 12 emperors. He was given over to Claudius, and Claudius raised him up.
He was the last emperor of the Julius Claudius Empire. So he was mad. That's why he blamed the Jews, which was our people, and burned Rome. He was mad because his campaign didn't go as he wanted to. He saw, it says too of him, he wanted to construct Rome again. He wanted to construct Rome to his liking. So that's what Trump want to do. He got a whole ideal of how he want America to go. Go ahead.
And it says, and it was told, we're going back a little bit more.
Elon Musk is probably trying to hurry it up. Like, you got Elon Musk's son talking about Trump and shit. Like, that ain't gonna work. Like, let's do this. Go ahead. So, like manner, the pharaohs back then, they had a congregation of people like they read his magicians, his wise men. So they have like congregational meetings and points of summits, just like they have now.
World Economic Forum.
And World Economic Forum. And going into it, and they really starting to dismember from there. They starting to pull off from there. They starting to not be part of the free world. And they being canceled out, man. Because Trump, he like basically talking shit to everybody.
Hey, if everybody pulling away from harlots, the money is no good anymore. They don't want to give that money for a harlot because they ain't getting the good box that they used to.
No more tender and delicate.
And the first thing they're gonna do is what? Just like he did back then, blame it on Jake.
Hey, she should no longer call a lady of king.
So it says in the heart of Pharaoh and his servants was turned against the people, and they said, "Why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us." They ain't gonna try to let us. They ain't gonna just let us just walk out of here, man. Just like last time in Egypt, they're not gonna just let us walk out of here, man. We're not gonna just. It's gonna be like, let us go after they see all these plays coming. They ain't gonna let us go.
Because who's bringing it though? Yahawashi bringing the punishment. He ain't letting us go. Jake is
not letting us go.
Yeah, you boys in trouble.
Oh, it says that too. So like it says,
I will not leave you all together.
We got to go to the power that put us in here to get out of this place, because he's the one that put us
redeem
in.
He will redeem.
He said when it said no man can pluck them out of my hand.
Oh, that's in the apocrypha. What's that? what's the
You know, because
the book of Baruch,
yeah.
but he said he that removed you away from his land shall be the same that
The
I'll bring you
salvation.
back, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, and that's how we know it's Lord, because it said, he said the Lord mingled a perverse spirit in there. So we know this is a formidable opponent. We can't get rid of this, man. We gotta have Yahawah get us out of here.
That's why they was praying to the Most High, like, which is I swear, Most High remove the wicked. Like, I can't do nothing about it until you do so.
So verse 6, and he made ready his chariot and took his people with him, and he took 600 chosen chariots and all the chariots of Egypt and captains over every one of them. That's how we know they're gonna come. They're gonna come with the full force on check, man, just like they did last time.
They best.
They come with the full force,
And
man.
that's what it said. Remember that scripture? We'll get that scripture. It said, go to them and go down to Egypt. It said, yeah, for help, because they are horses, because they're many. They ride, you know what I'm saying? They're chariots, and because of chariots and horses. You know, a lot of our people are, you know, going into this system because they got military might, especially when they come down hard and shit. Go ahead.
And the Lord hardened the heart, which is his mind, of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel.
Yeah, he Most High, you know, he made it where Pharaoh didn't let us go. Shit. You know, not Pharaoh himself. So you know, you don't want to be wrathful. I mean, you don't want to be mad, angry at the Father, the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, and especially we prophesy against these nations, but at the same time, Most High is talking to us like, you the problem, Israel. Like you the reason why these nations, because we're supposed to have these nations under us. They're supposed to do what we do, us say. And that's going to happen again, but we can't rule these nations. And Moab going to be talking shit. Russia's going to be talking shit. Iran, all them, as a laughing stock against us until the Most High set us up as a kings and priests. They ain't going to respect us. It says that in the scripture. Look, they pass by, all people pass by saying, wagging their heads, saying, look at these people, man. You know? What they say is this who they call the city of peace? But when Most High gets involved, which is already happening, because we, you know, it's knowledge and understanding, it's over, it's a wrap. It's about to be a wrap.
And the children of Israel went out with an high hand. Verse 9, but the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and the chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea beside Bahasham before Baal-Zephon. Verse 10, and when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid, and the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. That's what we doing today.
Yeah. And go to that woe to them that go down the hill.
Yeah, and that's what they know the story.
Yeah. So basically, the Lord got to send a whole army against us. Like
the whole.
People don't understand. Egypt was a superpower, a mega civilization. It wasn't just like a, you know, basically like
there's no weak, you know.
Yeah, that's why Alex, going back to Alexander Greek, he thought to, I think it was Antiochus. He thought to rule Egypt and Greece.
And another thing to point out, that they always do the movies where it looks like Esau eating the so-called white man is the Egyptians. No, they were the Hamites, so-called Africans. You know, or in that time, like the Ethiopians. That was the ones who we were against. That's why I said Moses would pass as an Egyptian. We were dark skinned.
Yeah, the Babylonians, which are mainly those Cushites.
they can break a lot.
So yeah, man, they ain't talking about that. They ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Isaiah 31.
And there's another one too that talks about going into Egypt. We'll read that one too.
Okay.
Isaiah 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down
Woe
to
means
Egypt.
destruction, that go down to Egypt. Go ahead.
For help.
For help. And what is Egypt? What are they going to do? This AI for help. But you know, like we said, the miracles of the beast. They making people see that haven't seen. They're making people hear that haven't heard through their technology. You know, they got all this. They got a medical market, so they got everybody propped up pills and all that. You know, our people still voting for these bills to be passed and put into place, or help with the housing, jobs, and all that. Go ahead.
Says, and stay on horses.
And see, we just mentioned Pharaoh's horses and chariots. Go ahead.
And trust in chariots.
Trust in chariots, man. Go ahead.
Because they are many.
Because there are many, man.
And in horsemen.
And look, when a nation riles up for battle, when you see the tanks and all that, you see the jets, you see some of the new weapons, and then Jake think about joining the military. Like, damn, it's gonna be an easy fight. Look at all the weapons we got. But these nations, they got weapons too, man, and bombs, nuclear capability, war heads, and all that.
They finna go to the force, man.
Yeah, so the Third World War ain't gonna be nice, man.
No, they ain't gonna go back. Just like I was saying, Einstein in World War II, he said, I don't know how World War III will be fought. He was being sarcastic because they seen them missiles hit Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man.
Yeah, they said after that, the next one would be fought with sticks and stones.
Because and it is gonna be fought with sticks. It is gonna be fought with sticks and stones. It's gonna be y'all ass going to work and building this bitch back.
Yeah, going back.
That's what it's gonna be your ass fighting that ground.
Going back to Oppenheimer and shit, destroy your worlds and shit. They got nervous about that.
So don't go back to your ass tilling that ground all day.
Some of that one you voted for seek the Egypt council, not a me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, in horsemen, because they are very strong.
Yeah, because they are very strong. Horses be symbolic for power. You know? And when you know how they said, and there's a scripture say, I see princes servants walking servants on horses, princes walking the earth. We supposed to be on horses. That's a form of ruler authority. It's like you see that with slaves on horses. The slave master was on horses while he looked down. You see how big them horses are? You be on them horses, man. Hey, them horses stand tall, man. You know, you'll literally look down at the people if you're on them horses.
Yeah, they even got a saying what they say. Somebody's on a high horse.
Yeah, high horse.
Yeah.
Right. Or they got the engine in the car and it has horsepower. I saw it was one horse that ran fast, ran into this car full speed. The car had to be going 50 miles per hour. Horse took it on the shoulder and kept running. Just felt nothing. That's how powerful horses are. Go ahead.
It says, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel.
I can't wait to ride on. Man, in the kingdom, I'm ride on plenty of horses. Man. I can't wait. I'm gonna have a white horse, all kind of horses, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have chariots, but we're gonna get to enjoy the horses too, man. Like all the, the beasts. Most High gonna have us enjoy everything that we didn't get to enjoy. Man.
Esau kill everything. He don't even care about the creatures and stuff. You want to eat them and hang them up and make trophies out of them.
Have sex with that shit. Weird ass.
Hunting season and all that, man.
Yeah, you got some of these Edomite bitches. They getting online talking about why it's better to sleep with a damn dog and shit more than a person. Like they're actually going out there and they're like giving you like this is number one reason. Second reason,
she should have been if not to put to death, she should have been arrested.
Man. Yeah, she should have been arrested. Nothing happened to her. There was a couple other ones that got arrested, but they got caught. But they like, the hell is wrong with y'all?
I don't hear that.
They give everybody like the license to promote all this wickedness. There's no rules no more, basically.
And you know what people say on the comment board? They'll say, "Oh, leave her alone. She loves her dog." Like it's a problem. Like,
hell no.
That's why we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. We need a lifeline with them chariots. Go ahead. That was it, right?
It said, yet, verse 2. Oh, yeah, that was it on there.
Yeah. You can go to that one. Yeah, I got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1 down. Woe to the rebellious children.
Yeah, destruction to the rebellious children, man. Who are they talking about? Israelites, rebellious. Go ahead.
Said the Lord, Yahawashi Yahawashi, they take counsel, but not on me.
They don't take counsel of the Most High. That's why, like I said, if Jake got a domestic problem, who got to come in to save the problem or to fix the problem? The cops. They don't work it among themselves through the scriptures, through sound doctrine. Where it says use this for sound doctrine and reproof and and rebuke and instructions. It says in the scriptures they don't take heed to instructions.
Anytime we had like a situation, like we used to go to the congregation, the wise man, you know what I'm saying? We had order amongst ourselves.
That's like who the Pharaoh called? The wise men. Right. You know what I'm saying? To congregate and figure some stuff out. Hey, when Trump go over there and he got to sit down with these leaders like Russia and shit, you got to talk to him. He's like,
in the days of old, what Israel would do whenever they want to acquire something, they would go to the prophets. Samuel. They would all call them. If they wanted to know about something, they would go to the prophets. What's that? 1 Samuel 9:9.
Daniel too. Even these heathens, they go to what did the woman say about Daniel and who is the holy gods? And that's the same thing. We're a portal, so to speak, through the Most High. You know what I'm saying, to communicate to the world. So the Most High, so the world can know what the Most High wants to be done. He ain't cool with America, man.
Enmity with the Most High.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He ain't cool with how the world is going. He ain't God bless America. Well, he did. Well, yeah, he did bless America for a little bit of time. He blessed Isaac, blessed Esau.
He did bless him, but he gonna get through. Mercy on the only wicked, let them be wicked for a specific amount of time. And that time's up, man. We in the last leg of Rome.
When it said the Gentiles, times the Gentiles must be fulfilled. Let that time go.
Go ahead.
Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover what they covering.
Cover with a covering, go ahead.
But not of my spirit.
But not of my spirit. That's almost like going back to Adam. His spirit, the Most High Spirit wasn't on Adam. He was naked. Basically spiritually naked,
And that's how you were saying like that Micah 3:8. We have that spirit.
Yeah, the covering.
And they don't die.
Oh, that's the spiritual covering of in the Moses day with the blood post.
Yep. Yahawashi is that blood. He's the blood post for us now.
And we got that spiritual covering in the chariots pass over, we don't get caught up. Into glory. Just like I wish I did, caught up into a cloud.
Lord willing, as we've always been taught, from our others.
Brothers, we
always
it's like he was going about the cover, like the brothers been having a vision about the devil angels coming out.
Yeah, coming out, and it was a room full of all Jakes who knew they were Israelites, but they were all men. No women in there. So being a man in the street is very important.
It looked like he was about to, slaughter the prophet, but he stopped.
Certain brothers he pulled up on, he was like, and then went to the next one. That's another thing that make you want to still be humble, because you're gonna scarcely not get slashed up.
Scarcely, you're gonna feel that pressure.
Yeah. You're gonna see that sword I'm gonna stop right in front of your face, man.
Yeah.
Move away.
Angel might appear to you, and then angels they got their austere look. He's just looking at you like, just know, but hey.
Well, that's what we going in about Israel though, because the Lord was hard and Pharaoh hearts is all this power though, his strength. So that's what's gonna happen though. His name about to get assaulted out here. The righteous, we finna be like, damn, he is this. He's.
Let me get this right quick. Proverbs 3:5, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, all thy mind," not in Egypt. It says, "And lean not unto thine own understanding." So, when you do congregate, you have to have understanding. You have to, discern matters according to how the Most High wants you to discern it. And I'm gonna go to that other one. Where's that scripture where it says, "They cover, but with the covering of deceit"? I think it's in Proverbs 4.
It's no. Oh yeah. It's Proverbs. It's Proverbs 26:26.
Yep.
Oh, you want me to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is Proverbs chapter 26, verse 25. When he speaketh there, believe him not. Yeah. But there are 7 abominations in his heart, in his mind.
You know? Yep. Talk about the wicked man, even Esau. You know? Go ahead.
Completely wicked. Verse 26, whose hatred is covered by deceit.
Whose hatred, so that's how they cover themselves with deceit. Whose hatred is covered with deceit. So he'll claim that he loves you. He doesn't. He'll claim that they benefits for you, but they deceitful. It says his wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation. So Most High is uncovering, lifting that skirt, lifting the spirit off these devils, so you can see who they really are. You know?
And it says that that we're covered with the garments of praise.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In Isaiah. Yeah, 61st chapter.
Yeah. You know? That spiritual garment we talk about in the wedding, it's for the wedding. So you want to have your garment, and you don't want to be ass out. You know? Like some alley shit.
That's what's that's what's how we know how powerful this truth is. We spoke of this praise that we give. We're giving praise to the Most High when we do these videos, not for no game, man, or for ourselves. This is strictly exalt the name of Yahawashi, and that's our garments. That's what our garments is. Our work that we put towards the Lord.
Part of that is being stoic. Part of that is being not emotional. They're gonna try to shake, like we talked about the vibrations of things and frequency. They're gonna try to get Jake emotional, man. Go ahead. But you got to roll through that. It rolled through the punches.
I got something.
That was it on that.
Wait, then they may add sin to sin.
That they may add sin upon sin. So that's what our people do. That's why they be like, that's not true. I ain't never read that in the Bible. It didn't go like that when I went to church.
They double down.
Yeah, we can eat swine. They don't kill nobody. So not only that they eat swine, but they gonna eat people too. You're gonna eat this crap that America's serving like McDonald's and shit. Cows and owls and they so know how to see this place like sweetness. They like we talk about. They like cookies and cakes. When you're children, for some reason all these children want sugar, cookies and cakes and donuts and shit. Because they've been programmed. The taste, their taste has been programmed. They got artificial sweetness and shit, man. That baby boy, that Boys in the Hood, when she poured Kool-Aid in the sugar in the Kool-Aid, and it went half of the fucking damn picture and shit, man. And that that Kool-Aid, you ever taste that alone? That's the nastiest taste in the world.
It's too thick syrupy. It's too much.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, even without the sugar, that powder shit, I don't know what the hell they put in there. That's like fucking poison, man.
Put a little sugar on it, they gonna like it.
Yeah. Father Elders be saying, like, you put syrup on shit and still shit, man. So,
oh man, y'all bitter, man.
Yeah, we bitter, we mad, we angry and shit.
No, we ain't mad yet.
No, what it says, the prophets, what did it say? Be angry, sin not, and then it said, oppression make a white man mad. All that.
That's it.
Go ahead. We got a right to be mad.
I had something. No. It was just something. I mean, it was something that was linked to. The elder went into about how Israel, we trust in Lord and rather than man. It says Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
Yeah, we always talk about the remnant, man. The elect. We're groomed a certain different kind of way than the average person.
And that's going into the time when that MOTB is fully implemented. You know,
I mean,
the elect ain't going. They going.
Jake is just, even with that bitter herb thing, Jake is just sweet on his toes, man. Like he want breakfast, donuts for breakfast. He want it's how many damn cereals is it that got sugar in it and shit? And then at lunchtime you have a sandwich and chip, then you gotta have a big ass Sprite bottle. You gotta have sugar all through the damn day. You got a female, you call it your honey, your sugar bun and all that, your cinnamon roll and shit.
Butter cake.
Yeah, how much fucking sugar that how sweet does it have to be?
Super sweet.
How sweet does this song have to sound? This is a song of war, man. It's a war cry and shit. The Qadash, they used to have they do the war dance. They have a war song. They was getting it because they knew the enemy was coming. He done told the guy, like, yeah, we're going to war with y'all. Oh, shit. You ain't gonna have no good news coming back to your family. Like, you're gonna start eating bitter stuff. You're gonna say, I'm not even hungry, man. I can't even eat. You hear this truth and, like, damn, it hit you in the gut, it hit you low. Like, man, I don't even feel like eating, man. Think about this, man. It's heavy shit.
It's funny, like you saying at that camp, for last year, because we still in a serious time. Solid means serious, and it's like, the Passover, we supposed to be in a state of mourning, grief, and a representation to the best of our ability. They having strip club parties and pay-per-views. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They turning up.
Yeah.
And it's like now all of a sudden, this stuff came out. We're not speaking about what the other dude that head did, but this dude about the romaine lettuce. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, like why we can't be serious? We can't be serious.
Yeah. And then you got go ahead.
That's you said that because, okay, when was the Passover? 13th, right? Normally over there in Florida or Miami, them beaches be popping around this time. Spring break. But I had put in the chat too. But now when you go down there, then you had tourists going. They that's where they migrate to. Hey, it's dead. Ain't nothing. I'm talking about the tourists going down there and they pissed off. Yeah. And like you said, this time of to be, it's a solemn time. Yeah. So it's like Lord shutting all that shit down, man.
And then you got people like Hassad, he talking about some selling Passover tickets online.
Yeah. Like digital AI shit.
Like
the whole market.
Like you don't market the Passover.
It said Yahawashi said don't make merchandise.
Especially the day he was sacrificed. You making money off the day he was sacrificed and betrayed by his people. You definitely
probably got a crazy judgment coming for him.
He definitely a Jake the Lord wanted to get caught up. Yeah.
Let's go to a scripture, man. Let's go to the Egypt will not be healed.
Yeah. Okay. Can't find that guy. Babylon.
Well, let me. Okay, we can read on down. Let me read on down, and then we'll get that. I think it kind of runs into it too a little bit. We got some precepts on this too. Isaiah 31:1. We'll read it again and on down. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Deuteronomy 7:17. Let's see what this is.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 17. And it reads, if thou shalt say in thine heart,
your mind, go ahead.
These nations are more than I. Yeah. How can I dispossess them? Verse 18, thou shalt not be afraid of them.
Yeah. How the Most High going to deliver for these nations if we talk about, oh, they're great, Most High? What are we going to do? Go ahead.
but shalt well remember what the Lord thy power said unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt.
Oh,
It said what it did unto Pharaoh. So
what they did unto Pharaoh, they do. His whole army drowned. And to the two,
Pharaoh,
and then into all Egypt. All these American, these modern day Egyptians, they're gonna be drowning in missiles. That's the modern day judgment now. That's gonna be. It was water, now it's gonna be fire. You know.
And you know that's like, and now that reminds me of the historical account with Moses, when Yahawashi commanded Moses to send spies to the land of Canaan. And when they came back, they gave a report, and Israel got shook up,
Yeah, Most High always see. That's Most High got righteous spies. You got spies on the right here. Scope out the land and take it over. Leviticus 18:1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your power, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. You ain't supposed to do after these modern day Egyptians. That's right. That's why the Most High is rough for his people even now. It's 2/3. It says, after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you. So, because, Most High said, go take over the land of Canaan. Look at these heathens. And then you start doing what the heathens do. Like, you're supposed to be taking over. They're supposed to be under you. You're supposed to take them for possession. You're supposed to take their women as spoils.
Yeah. They done saw from Jacob, like we keep mentioning about all this sugar. They don't want the bitter. Jacob became a woman. Literally,
all this
estrogen
and shit.
Tender ass. You got real tender out here, man.
You go out there, you see these nations and you like, you see what they do, especially these Africans and all that. You like, damn, they need governing.
They need governing.
Yeah, out there,
they eat monkeys.
Eat monkeys and catching mosquitoes in the air and shit.
They need governing.
Circumcising their women and shit. Sodomy and shit over there. Like, the hell is going on, man? Whether I bring you, shall you not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances wherever the Most High bring us. He brought, and now we here in America because the Most High wanted us to be here. It says, the children of Israel and Judah were oppressed together. We're here for a reason. And we're not supposed to do what these modern day Egyptians are doing. And heathens, It says, ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances. It says to walk therein, I am the Lord your power. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. Going back to 31, verse 2. He also, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. So all that help is going to be swallowed up. It says, now the Egyptians are men, they're just men and not God. See that? The spirit is over the flesh. They're men and not God. Pharaoh was just a man. These elites, modern day elites, modern Pharaoh's elites, they're just men. It says, let me see what right quick, Jeremiah 32 and 27.
Jeremiah 32, verse 27. Behold, I am Yahawah, the power of all flesh.
Power of all flesh. Not these heathens, not elites. He's the power, even though they can lock you in jail, do stuff like that, but Most High delivers his saints. Go ahead.
Is there anything too hard for me?
Is there anything too hard for the Most High? He said, ask the heathen, I should give you for your inheritance. Yeah. I'll give you these Africans. I'll give you these Elamite. And I want to rule up. I want to be judges over these. Yeah. And they're gonna have to come to us for the matters of how they should handle things. And we're gonna declare the law unto them. Like everybody trying to disregard what we say, call us the prophets of doom, but hey, you're gonna wish that, we would have princes of the earth. We as the kings and priests of the earth. Because this devil's going to come down on everybody, man. It says, therefore said the Lord, behold, I will give this city into the hand of the Chaldeans, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall take it. So, you know, that's just going into the Most High. We live in the kingdom of men. Give it to whoever. So go back to 3. Now, the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. See? They're just flesh.
And that's their weapons.
Yeah.
You know?
Weapons too. Yeah.
Yeah, their weapons.
Their weapons really too. They have modern day power.
Can't stand before the technology that Yahawashi gonna bring.
The Lord consider us creatures too, though. Like creatures, he called Jacob a worm. For it not that worm Jacob. Like creatures.
And what did he say? I will help thee. You know? He's not gonna help these nations, man. He's not gonna help Edom. He's gonna break. What did it say? He's gonna break the staff of the wicked. You know? It says, when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fall together. See, fell together. You know, you trying to reach a goal, but you fail. You know, what to say so Most High would take the power out of his hand, so he won't complete his enterprise. So he won't. Paraphrasing, he's not going to be able to finish this.
It's sufficient having been straits.
Yeah, and he's going to be on straits on every side. You know, it says, "For thus said and when the Most High on the other side, when we get delivered, the Most High will." When it says, "Every man, we don't have staff, we don't have kings and priests in the streets, man. And our children going to be playing in the streets and gold." It said, "The young child shall get bit by the cockatrice and not put a say not cockatrice and not be harmed." You know,
They're gonna be picked
Play with the lions.
like out that Hercules.
Like
kids,
basically like a
kids.
snake.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a snake.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
It
playing
says-
with the animals.
yeah, yeah.
But he got the little Hercules, little baby Hercules on that clutch, stretching the snake.
It ain't gonna be like we're gonna look like fit beings, you know. It ain't gonna be like we just like super hope or whatever.
No.
It's not gonna be needed. We're gonna be immortal. Like, it's gonna look like
like you said,
mini Goku with some super ass buffers.
That's see, you know,
look right.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be all like these old Olympic gods. They got
We're gonna be able to disappear.
Yeah, stuff.
You know, like astral projection.
They gonna look good though.
It says, our women gonna be. Yeah, y'all see. I know they can't wait till that day because they gonna be top notch.
Man, come on,
Top notch. They gonna be pretty as hell, popping out them babies, man. You know, it's gonna be a lot of babies popping.
Lord said he will hasten it.
And I'll never forget. Like I always remember, like what you know, like the elder Kazak say, what he said. You know, you got some beautiful women out here now. You know, that's drop dead. You know, like they say, gorgeous. But in the kingdom, they gonna super exceed. No, what he say? He said they go in the kingdom. They gonna make the one that look good here. These super beautiful. They gonna make them look hurt in the kingdom. Now, damn, you can't even like, man, what that gonna look like? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. God damn.
They gonna go back to that glow.
Yeah.
That coke. They ain't gonna need no cocoa butter and shit. We gonna use oranges and all that.
That's what, that's what a lot of people don't get mentioned too much, but Eve gonna be the best looking one out of all of them. So-called black woman, even though we be like, stay the hell away from her for the most part over there, she gonna be the best looking one over there. She gonna be the top head women of all women. So for y'all sincere sisters out there, shit, just hold on.
Wait on it.
Hold on.
Wait on it.
And they gonna have their full salt back. They're gonna have their full salt back. Like it's just gonna be the spirit too. It's gonna be the spirit with that. They're gonna be humble. They're gonna be joyful. They're gonna be laughing, smiling. Every time they see us.
They're the best example of a woman. So,
What was that we was talking about yesterday?
That's why I had a worst example right now. Because they're gonna be the best. Same way with you. The type of you the men. You got the same ego.
Also, too, they don't enjoy their children here. Well, you're gonna enjoy all our children that we put in you, that you have. You're gonna enjoy. It's gonna be a mansion, a castle, whatever, full of our children running around. You're gonna love every one of them.
You know, you don't want to. I don't want to say that. You know, I am Judah. We don't know. You know, we'll find out.
Yeah,
but you know, my father, he looked like a Judite. So you know, I just my mom. You know, she looks northern tribe. You know what I'm saying? She look like a Gadite.
Yeah, we might be
Judah
here.
We all come from brought us a Judah. And it says we all come from kings and priests.
Yeah. So don't matter which one you is.
You know, you don't even have to. That's the joy and the mercy of the Most High, the blessing. You don't even have to be no Levite no more to be a priest.
Yeah.
We all gonna be kings.
That's why I said the Lord sprang out of the tribe of Judah.
Concerning priests, everlasting priests.
The order of Melchizedek.
You know, the 144,000 like this. Yeah. So you get Psalm 9 and 20 right there.
Got some good ones. Stuff going down.
What's that?
Marcus.
I got it right here, Zaquan.
Uh,
You said Psalm 9 and 20.
yeah.
I got it right here.
No, Proverbs.
Oh, Proverbs 9.
Did I say Psalm? Yeah, Psalm 9.
This is Psalms chapter 9, verse 20. Put them in fear.
Put them in fear, these other nations. That's what we asked the Lord. Because he said what he said. He asked me, and it ain't too hard. Did we finish that? Is it too hard for me?
Yeah, we finished it. In Jeremiah chapter.
I thought we had a little bit more going there. Yeah, go ahead and finish that.
He said, Psalm 9 and 20. Put them in fear, O Lord.
Put them in fear, O Lord.
That the nations.
Go ahead.
May know themselves to be but men.
But men.
Salah.
They're gonna realize that when they see the Most High power. It's angelic forces on earth. They're gonna know that they ain't nothing but men.
And he already, he's already showing that angelic force to us doing this work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why a lot of people don't want to watch us, because people hate rebuke, and they know that's a method that we use for repentance. Like that's how we repent, through rebuke. Man. You can't repent without rebuke.
And you know what's Zaquan? The scripture come to mind and link with this one in Ezekiel. He's prophesying against the king of Tyrus. He said, should you say that you are God before him that slay thee? So like Yahawashi, you kicking your ass. You gonna say you're a God then?
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, what did Yahawashi say too? He said, them that would not have me to rule over them come and slay them.
That's it. That's it.
And that was that dream that brother Gilby Harris had. He was getting slain before him, because he said after they all got slayed, the Lord entered the room. He said what he perceived to be Yahawah. He entered into the room, and the crowning ceremony came about. So that crowning ceremony come in, it ain't gonna be like, it ain't gonna look all pretty. It's gonna probably be blood everywhere. Jake ass get took out, man. Fucking around with Yahawashi, man. We're playing, Jake.
I'm gonna read this quickly, and then we go into some articles and close out. It says, verse 4, for thus said has the Lord spoken unto me, like as a lion and a young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him. He will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself by the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight from Mount Zion, nobody else, and for the hill thereof. Man. Beautiful. It says, as birds flying, so will the Lord host defend Jerusalem. Where do you think those chariots are? The birds. Where do you think we're gonna be on eagles? Clawed by eagles and shit.
He's the damn church.
Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it.
And that reminds me is a point when we say as birds flying, that's like a formation. How birds they fly in the order. Come. There's on the cherries.
Some of these are real good. Some of these articles are real good. I'm gonna probably some of my next lesson.
Go ahead. Right quick.
Come down to it. I'll pick something up.
We go all in the all. It's books that Christian Jakes don't even know that was in the Bible. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that book was in the Bible.
Eyes get they get frog eyes.
Habakkuk.
That's how some of our immediate family was. When I started talking about the Apocrypha, they were like, what's that? Yeah, they had no idea. And that's not that surprising. Like, when I came into the truth, I didn't know there was Apocrypha either. I was like, oh, yeah, it's all this stuff, man. I had no idea this was in the scripture. So it ain't like it's just like, we just acting like we ain't started that level. You can't start at level 2 in this truth. Start at level 1, man.
It says, Nahum 1:6. Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? Hey, y'all talking about we angry, Lord is angry. He's angry with the wicked every day. His fury is poured out like fire. Oh, the rocks are thrown down by him. Ooh. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. Jacob's trouble for the remnant, his people, his elect. And he knoweth them that trust in him. He knows the people that trust in him, man. He's going to be for them. Not trust in Egypt, but trust in him. It says, but with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time, for while they be folded together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble, fully dry, man. That's how America's going out. It's going to go out with a bang. You know,
fully dry.
Yeah.
It's a real big bang.
Yeah, you know
what
I'm saying?
No theory, though. The real big bang.
That
The
damn
big bang
desert
without
out
the
here,
theory.
We're going to turn this motherfucker into a frying pan.
That's it.
Burn this bitch up. It's going to be a parking lot.
Yeah, a desert.
Yeah, like you said, what's that? Psalms 21st chapter. He shall, Lord shall make them as a wait a minute. Just what you just back what you just said.
Just mention it. I mean,
Okay. When I basically said like, he shall make them as a
desolation.
a very oven.
Yeah.
Very fiery oven.
So that,
We got some articles that we can close out.
it says Kroger rolls out new inventory robot workers to 70 stores, sparking fears it will put people out of a job. It says Chinese humanoids trained for the world's first robot marathon in Beijing.
There you go.
So even marathon runners, all this stuff is going to go AI, even stuff like that. USPS announces workforce cuts about 10,000 people. No jobs gone. NATO ally calls on Donald Trump to make nuclear decision as World War III fears spike.
World War III fears spike.
Yep. It says Tony Roma's CEO reveals key employees will be replaced by robots as chain aims to get back to glory days. This is what they want. This is what they want glory days. This is what it's gonna look like. Man. A bunch of fucking robots working while we doing other shit to make sure when the robots take over shit, we at least got something. It says Trump issues chilling World War III warning, saying it could very easily happen. Very easily happen. We had the most highest position in America. He's saying it could very easily happen.
Well, it ain't going back to the way it used to be.
It ain't going back to the way it used to be. This is stuff in the news, man. We didn't even talk about World War III like that back in the day, man. And they turned that doomsday clock down all the time. The little doomsday clock, the little rack-ass little clock. It says state of emergency declared in 12 Oklahoma counties following wildfires. About 200 houses something got destroyed. And you know, people think that ain't no big deal, but if your ass wake up and you run out your house and your whole house on fire, you go, oh shit, I don't got a fucking house no more. You didn't have insurance, what you got? You ain't got no house. Ain't on the block, man.
You know what? It ain't wasn't no coincidence that those fires took place on the day it was windy as fuck.
That was like literally the night after the Passover, the night during the Passover. That was the Passover, like in the 14th day into the Passover, winds blowing 30 miles an hour.
And they said something about, did y'all see an article, something about the homeless They doing something with them.
They making it where they not letting them, helping them.
Yeah.
They took out like $1 billion in what it takes to help them in the homeless. That's why JK has got to work, man. They say you don't work, you don't eat. That's why you don't need to be feeling sorry for these people that just sitting the fuck around.
They able.
That bitch from you know, she's a pretty. They all pretty.
Oh yeah, like because she been living in
Don
the car for
Robinson,
2 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, and I get it.
Don
Like,
Robinson.
I get it. Like, you know, Jake goes through a spurt without a job, but Jake, we in slavery. The Lord can give you a damn job. Like, dude, we're in slavery. He's gonna give you a job. Okay, you just gotta look hard enough.
But they just go to show you, says the going like those type of women, they Isaiah, and we're not looking for it towards when it happen, but that's how you know these women, these Eves are feeling this pressure, though.
And they need to feel that pressure.
They crying online. Remember they cried on TikTok for suspended for a little bit. You know, they crying like a motherfucker. They cried during the COVID and shit. They was out of jobs and shit. A lot of them government jobs that them women. See, we told you. And they gonna put a lot of these women into those AI jobs. Best believe. So they're gonna be taking the chip. They're gonna be taking the C hip on the hip, in the ass, everywhere else.
And the last one is at least 23 reported tornadoes across 4 states.
Yes,
So it's already touching down. We ain't even got into tornado season. They already jacking shit up.
Remember, we told you those chariots. They be causing tornadoes too. They be causing. Sometimes they, it's not, the spirit is not in the wind. Sometimes it is. Yep. That's some chariots. You know, like a whirlwind. You know what I'm saying? But that's it, man. Hey, hopefully it was edifying. Another beautiful day of the word that we get to express ourselves, and this word flows through us, and we feel the Most High helps us through this word. We feel like kings and priests and worthy, you know, as we hope we are, but at least He give us this spirit, you know what I'm saying? So we enjoy it, man. But anyway, let her walk by. All right, so once again, we're going to give all praises to Yahawah,
Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash.
Rawchaa, Yahawashi. Double honors to and water for those that tuned in, watch, you know, men and women, whoever tuned in. And, you know, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash, Rawchaa, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, the great millstone, salutations to the brothers, teachers, wherever the hopeful elect and the scattered. Hopeful elect all across the 4 corners of the world that sincerely returning back to the Most High. Blessings. Shalom.
Shalom.
So you got to check right now to see